Whispers in the Glass Desert. Chapter 5. The Scar and the Seed. Log entry: Dr. Aris Thorne, Exobiology Survey Mission 7 Alpha. Location: the Heart Crystal Cavern, Silica Prime. Stardate: 742.05. Terran adjusted. The silence in the cavern was heavy, a stark contrast to the resonant peace of just hours before. The air still hummed with the planet's true song, but to Aris, it now sounded strained, like a singer pushing through a sore throat. His eyes were locked on the heart crystal, on the single, hair-thin black vein that marred its lowest facet. It was a tiny thing, barely visible, but it felt like a gash across his own soul. He had done that. To save the planet, he had poisoned it. Vital signs whisper, "Give me the hard numbers." Biospheric resonance coherence, 94.2%, a 4.5% decrease from post-healing peak. Energy fluctuations within the heart crystal show increased entropy. The scar is not spreading, but it is anchored. And the Scuttlers. Observing significant behavioral shifts. Surface activity has dropped by 78%. Subsurface movements are marked by cautious, hypervigilant patterns. Their resonant communication frequencies now carry a low-level hum of agitation, a background anxiety that was not previously present. Aris closed his eyes, the weight of his decision pressing down on him. He had taught them fear, not just of a dissonant attack, but of their own world's power. He had used their collective soul as a cudgel, and the backlash had left a psychic wound on the entire biosphere. "This is my fault," he murmured, his hand resting on the warm glass of the cavern wall. The vibration felt different, a subtle, jarring edge beneath the harmony. "Your assessment is inaccurate. The causal chain was initiated by Corvain's attack and escalated by the scavenger ship. Your actions prevented terminal trauma. However, the patient has suffered a relapse. The treatment was traumatic." "A traumatic treatment I designed," Aris countered, pushing himself away from the wall. He moved towards the whisper, its sleek form a silent judgment in the glowing cavern. "We can't just leave it like this. That scar is a weakness. If another threat comes, or if the internal stress becomes too much." Proposal: a targeted resonance therapy, a refinement of the Song of Healing, focused specifically on the scar tissue, attempting to reintegrate the damaged frequency back into the whole. "It's worth a try, but gently this time, no more sledgehammers." For the next 36 hours, Aris and Whisper worked. They became composers of a delicate surgical score. Using the ship's emitters at their lowest, most precise settings, they bathed the scarred facet in a carefully modulated version of the pure song. It was slow, painstaking work. At times, the black vein seemed to lighten, its edges softening, but as soon as they ceased the emission, it would darken again, stubbornly resistant. "It's not working," Aris finally admitted, exhaustion fraying his voice. "The damage is too deep. It's not just a physical crack, it's a corrupted resonant memory. The crystal remembers the song of war." He was about to order a full stop when a new vibration reached him. Not from the ship, and not from the heart crystal. It came from the cavern floor. A single scuttler had approached the base of the crystal, directly below the scar. It was larger than most, its smoky glass plates etched with finer, more complex patterns, as if it were ancient. It ignored Aris completely, its multifaceted eyes fixed on the black vein above. Slowly, deliberately, it raised its chisel limbs, but it did not tap. It began to scrape. The sound was not the clear ping of maintenance or the frantic tap of repair. It was a soft, grinding scritch-scritch, a gentle, persistent abrasion. As it worked, fine, dark dust, the material of the scar itself, drifted down from the crystal. Whisper, "Are you seeing this?" Affirmative, the scuttler is not amplifying a song. It is excavating. It is physically removing the damaged matter. More scuttlers arrived. They did not join in a synchronized drumming. Instead, they formed a quiet, focused assembly line. Some used their finer limbs to collect the falling, inert dark dust, carrying it away into the tunnels. Others took the place of the first when it grew tired, continuing the meticulous scraping. They weren't trying to heal the frequency. They were performing a biopsy, cutting out the sickness. "It's their solution," Aris breathed, a profound respect swelling within him. "They can't fix the corrupted resonance, so they're removing the physical anchor for it. They're pruning the dead branch." Over the next several hours, he watched, transfixed. The scuttlers worked with an infinite, instinctual patience. The black vein grew thinner, then became a line of indentation, and finally it was gone. All that remained was a faint, smooth depression on the crystal's facet, already beginning to glow with the same healthy light as the rest of the structure. The moment the last trace of black was gone, the ancient scuttler turned its gaze from the crystal to Aris. For a long moment, the countless facets of its eyes seemed to hold him. Then it made a sound, a single, clear, resonant tap that was directed not at the crystal, but at the floor between them. It was a sound of acknowledgement, of shared purpose. Then it turned and melted back into the flow of its kin. The relief that washed over Aris was so potent it felt like a physical force. The planet's song immediately felt cleaner, the strained edge gone. The background hum of anxiety from the scuttlers began to fade, replaced by a slower, more deliberate rhythm. They had taught him something fundamental. Sometimes, healing requires excision. Biospheric resonance coherence, 98.9%. Scar tissue fully excised. The lesson is profound. Their methodology is radical but effective. They understand their world in a way we never could, Aris said. We see a system to be tuned. They see a body to be cared for. He returned to the surface, the sun's light feeling warmer, more forgiving. The plains were quiet, the scuttlers having returned to their silent, purposeful work. The memory of the violence was still there, a lesson learned by all, but the immediate crisis was over. It was then that the long-range alert chimed. "Doctor, I am detecting a new vessel on the extreme edge of the system. It is running cold. No active scans, no drone deployments. It is watching." Aris's blood ran cold. Signature. Cloaking technology is superior to the scavenger ships. Almost complete energy obfuscation. But I can track the absence of stars. Its profile is slender, scientific. And its iron trail, though weeks old, leads back along the same vector as the original tachyon burst. There was only one possibility. "It's the Aurora's quest," Aris whispered. "Corvain, he's back." He wasn't here with the brute force of a scavenger. He was here with the patience of a scientist. He had seen the prophet's margin get repelled. He had witnessed, from a distance, the planet's terrifying defensive capability, and now he was studying it. "He is not here to destroy it this time, Doctor. I believe he is here to learn from it, to refine his weapon, or perhaps to harvest it." The silence of Silica Prime was no longer peaceful. It was the silence of a mouse that knows the owl is in the tree. The real threat had never left. It had just been waiting in the dark, taking notes. Aris looked out at the beautiful, fragile world. He had defended it from a blunt instrument, only to find it now in the crosshairs of a scalpel. The Scuttlers had excised one scar, but the source of the infection was still out there, watching, learning, and preparing to make a deeper, more precise cut.